Imagine trying to find a microscopic structural crack in the foundation of like a 100-story skyscraper.
Oh, that sounds like a total nightmare.
Right. Now imagine you have to do this while 50,000 people are actively working inside. The building's layout is constantly changing every few seconds, and you're strictly forbidden from drilling into the walls.
Yeah, that is the exact paradox of securing a modern cloud environment.
Hmm.
You have to see everything, but you absolutely cannot disrupt anything.
Exactly. And welcome to the deep dive. Today's mission is highly targeted. We are serving as your ultimate rapid-fire study guide for the CloudSec-Pro exam.
Which is such a beast of an exam, honestly.
Bro, totally. We've gathered the official practice questions, the syllabus breakdown, and our own core study notes to build this comprehensive review session. We really just want to help you cross that certification finish line.
So looking at the big picture of the CloudSec-Pro exam, the structure actually tells you exactly what the industry values right now.
Yeah, it's definitely not just random trivia.
Exactly. It's carefully weighted across 5 core sections. Section 1 covers Security Operations Center, or SOC, fundamentals at 10%.
Okay, 10%, got it.
Yeah. Then Section 2 is Cortex fundamentals at 15%. Section 3 scales up to Cloud Posture Security, carrying a massive 29% of your score.
Wow, 29.
Right. Section 4 evaluates Cloud Runtime Security at 26%. And finally, Section 5 focuses on application security, making up the remaining 20%. So let's put this into practice by addressing that initial skyscraper paradox you mentioned.
Oh, the visibility versus performance thing.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. You have to see everything to secure the infrastructure,
Yep.
but traditional security required installing a heavy software agent onto every single server, which is just awful for performance.
Right, which leads us directly into our first scenario. Here we go. Question 1. How does the platform scan workloads for vulnerabilities without installing a local agent? A, by evaluating temporary copies of the storage volumes in an isolated environment. B, by injecting a background process into the running memory. C, by mirroring network traffic to a centralized database. D, by logging in remotely with provided administrative credentials.
The correct answer is A. Agentless vulnerability scanning creates temporary snapshots of storage volumes in an isolated environment, allowing efficient scanning without impacting production performance or modifying workloads.
Oh, wow. So it's basically like taking a really high-res photograph of a building to look for cracks rather than physically drilling into the foundation.
That is a perfect way to look at it, actually. And once we scan the infrastructure, we run into a whole new problem.
Which is?
We need to know what kind of sensitive data is actually sitting inside it, because an empty server is very different from a server full of customer credit cards.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's hit the question for that. Question 2. Which capability is designed to discover sensitive information in cloud storage and map its exposure risks? A, operating system vulnerability scanning. B, data security posture management. C, network boundary firewalls. D, runtime application self-protection.
The correct answer is B. Data Security Posture Management, or DSPM, identifies sensitive data across cloud services and evaluates exposure risks, like excessive permissions or public exposure.
Okay, so knowing where the data is and where the vulnerabilities are, that basically leads directly to understanding how a hacker gets from point A to point B, right?
Yeah, exactly. You have to connect those dots to see the actual attack paths.
All right, let's look at that. Question 3. What is the primary benefit of using attack path analysis over traditional isolated alerts? A, it automatically writes scripts to patch software. B, it completely replaces the need for security analysts. C, it visualizes how minor misconfigurations can be combined to reach critical targets. D, it inspects network payloads for malicious software signatures.
The correct answer is C. Attack path analysis maps the relationships between identities, permissions, and workloads, giving security teams visibility into how minor misconfigurations can be chained together to reach critical targets.
But wait, tracking all those dynamic paths across an entire cloud environment, that has to generate just thousands and thousands of alerts.
Oh, it absolutely does. It generates an avalanche of noise.
Which brings us to the human element analyst burnout. Staring at all those alerts must be completely exhausting.
It is. It's totally unsustainable for a human brain.
Question 4. Which feature specifically reduces analyst fatigue by automatically linking related alerts into a single incident? A, automatic quarantine policies. B, dynamic resource scaling. C, asset exposure scoring. D, intelligent alert grouping.
The correct answer is D. Intelligent alert grouping correlates multiple related events into a single incident view, allowing analysts to investigate efficiently and focus on high-priority threats without duplicate work.
Okay, I have to push back here for a second. Why rely on software grouping? I mean, if a company has a massive budget, why not just hire more analysts to read the raw data?
Well, it just comes down to velocity. Human speed, no matter how many people you hire, just can't scale to match automated cloud attacks. Yeah, a script can exploit something and generate 10,000 logs in half a second. Correlation is just a necessity for survival at this point.
That is a very fair point. So to prevent those massive alert storms in the first place, we must really need to restrict what users can actually do if their credentials get stolen.
Exactly. You have to severely lock down their access.
Question 5. Which two strategies establish strict access boundaries to prevent lateral movement using compromised credentials? A. Enforcing least privilege access policies. B. Implementing just-in-time access provisioning. C. Configuring unlimited session durations. D. Sharing access keys across development teams.
The correct answers are A and B. Least privilege limits access rights to the bare minimum, while just-in-time access only elevates those permissions for a limited time, vastly reducing an attacker's window to move laterally.
Right, taking the keys away after 30 minutes makes a huge difference. But, stopping lateral movement is great, but catching vulnerabilities before they even exist in the cloud has to be even better.
Oh, totally. That's the holy grail, catching it before the infrastructure is even built.
Question 6. What is the primary purpose of integrating security checks directly into the continuous integration pipelines? A. To identify and block critical misconfigurations before resources are created. B. To bypass manual security approvals for urgent deployments. C. To increase allocated computing power for applications. D. To replace the need for runtime threat monitoring.
The correct answer is A. Shifting left by integrating security checks directly into CI pipelines detects misconfigurations early in the development lifecycle, preventing risky deployment and saving remediation costs.
Shifting left. I love that concept. But once you are deploying safely, you still have to prove your compliance, right?
Yeah, and that gets incredibly complicated if you use multiple different cloud providers, like AWS, Azure, Google. They all speak different languages.
Sounds like an auditor's worst nightmare. Let's read the next one. Question 7. Which approach provides the most efficient way to ensure consistent compliance reporting across multiple different cloud providers? A. Installing separate auditing software on every single virtual machine. B. Utilizing a centralized posture management platform with standard assessment profiles. C. Exporting raw event logs into a manual tracking spreadsheet. D. Requiring manual email certifications for every new deployment.
The correct answer is B. A cloud security posture management platform uses unified assessment rules to provide consistent compliance monitoring and reporting across multiple different cloud environments.
CSPM for the win. Okay, so that's the macro multi-cloud view. Let's zoom back into the micro application level.
Right, specifically looking at containerized applications.
Exactly. Question 8. Which two mechanisms are fundamental to preventing a compromised front-end service from communicating with backend databases in a containerized application? A. Implementing global load balancing. B. Disabling all host-based firewalls. C. Deploying granular network policies. D. Validating the identity of each communicating workload.
The correct answers are C and D. Granular network policies restrict unnecessary connections between containers, and workload identity validation ensures only authenticated services can communicate, blocking compromised front ends from accessing back-end databases.
It's like a high-security office building. Just because you get past the front door doesn't mean you can open the vault.
Yeah, your ID badge gets checked at every single interior door.
Exactly. Okay, but eventually, despite all of this, something slips through.
Yeah, that's just the reality of security. Eventually, you have to look backwards and investigate historical data to figure out what actually happened.
Question 9. Which platform capability is essential for performing retrospective investigations on historical telemetry data? A. Relying on real-time dashboard widgets. B. Manually reviewing isolated system logs on end-user devices. C. Utilizing a specialized query language to search normalized data across the central repository. D. Activating automated response playbooks for immediate isolation.
The correct answer is C. Retrospective investigations rely on searching normalized historical telemetry via specialized query languages to trace attack timelines and suspicious behaviors across the environment.
But searching historical telemetry seems impossible if your company just, say, bought another company and all their security tools speak a totally different language.
Oh yeah, corporate acquisitions are a massive headache for security teams. You have to bridge that data over somehow.
Question 10. An organization needs to incorporate alerts from an acquired company's existing security tools. Which two steps are necessary to accomplish this without replacing the tools? A. Deleting all existing alerting rules. B. Configuring custom data ingestion pipelines. C. Normalizing the incoming logs to a standard format. D. Disabling the security tools of the acquired company.
The correct answers are B and C. Custom ingestion pipelines bring external alerts into the central platform, and log normalization converts those diverse vendor formats into a common structure for consistent automated analysis.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive. We wish you the absolute best of luck as you prepare for your CloudSec-Pro certification. Keep studying, stay curious, and we will catch you next time.